Hey YouTube, it's the Red Pillar, the Blue here again. I wanted to do a video today on my EDC or everyday carry and why it's important. I think it's important to have items on hand with you at all times that you carry because they just come in hand. Alright, let's start off to the left. Over here is a M-Tech fixed blade. If you can tell, I use this thing pretty decently. I've had this for probably going on 2 years now, and I've used this more than I think I can count. I've used that for, well, obviously for cutting. I carry that more on the lines of a self-defense kind of a situation, thinking I've got another 6 months before I'm able to carry a handgun, which is why I decided to carry this huge knife. And it is legal in my state, so I figured what's the next best thing to a gun is a knife, in my opinion. But you know, then you have tasers and pepper spray. But if I'm gonna have to defend myself and I can't get away, I'd rather use a knife than a bottle of pepper spray. That's just what I think. Next is just a cheapo paper cutter. My job, I deal with a lot of cardboard boxes, so I use a paper cutter a lot. So I just carry that on hand all the time. And I've actually had let other people borrow that I have no clue at a store. I'll go into a store and they end up not having one. They need to open a bunch of boxes and say, you know, here, I have an extra one. I think I got like not hundreds, but like into the teens of amount of paper box cutters in my house from my job. Next is a Gerber, just a mini Gerber multi-tool clutch. I should open this up. Hold on. Here we go. There we go. It's got a plier. It's got a screwdriver, a Phillips. Or not a Phillips, well, I guess a Phillips, but real small Phillips, and a flathead screwdriver on it. It's got a tweezers, a knife. It's got a nail file on here too, right there. I carry that on me. I've used it a couple times. I don't use it very often, but I have used it before, so I keep it on hand. Next is if I'm not carrying this big Rambo knife over here, I have a M-Tech, where it is, M-Tech, I'm not sure what they call this one, but it's extremely sharp. It's actually coming apart a little bit on the screws here. I gotta find these real small screws. I gotta go to like a local hardware store or something. They don't have it at Lowe's. Next is just my wallet. Next is a excuse me, Ultra Fire WF502B. You can't really see the little numbers. I bought this on Amazon. They have it on Amazon. Less than $7 with free shipping with this thing, and it is. They say it's 1,000 lumens on Amazon. It's not 1,000 lumens, but it is pretty bright for paying $6. It takes a special kind of battery though. You can buy it online. It's like an Ultra Fire, I think, battery 2 or something, but it has 3 settings. It's not bad. I mean, for less than $7, this thing is pretty good. This is a new one. I have another one that I have. It's so beat to hell that I figured I'd show you guys the new unused one right now. Next is I don't carry this huge paracord, but I do carry paracord with me a little bit, like not less than like 3 feet with me. I just think it's important. You know, you never know when you got to tie something down. Plus, I replace my laces on my boots with paracord. I think it's a good idea to do that. Most of the time, those laces on shoes and boots aren't very strong, and you know, they call it 550 cord for a reason. So I use that on my my boots, and I'm actually trying to make a sling right now for my rifle, because I think it'd be pretty cool to get a neat color of paracord and make a sling out of it. You don't see that very often. But I think it's important to have items. Maybe you have more, maybe you have less. You have different kinds, different things. But I think it's very important to have items that you take with you every day when you leave the house, because you never know. If you, more than likely you're going to be out doing whatever, whether you're on a job or you're out running errands, and something happens, a disaster happens. It doesn't even have to be something major like a economic collapse, but something like a power outage and there's no backup generators, and you need to see. It's a good thing to have a flashlight. Maybe you need to there's a screw that you need to screw or something, or you need something that you need a multi-tool for. There you go. Maybe you need to cut something. Here's a knife. You never know. I just think it's very important, in that if you don't have an EDC or everyday carry, I think that look around, see what works for you, and figure out what you want to carry every day, and start practicing, trying to remember, grab these things before you leave the house. I know I do a mental check every time before I leave the house. I make sure I have everything just in case. And then then there's the get home bag that you should have in your car just in case. It's just an extra layer of protection. Water, shelter, some food if you're more than like 20 miles away from home on the job, or you go farther out than that. But I think it's important that you should look around and figure out what works for you and what environment that you're at. But thanks for watching. If you like, subscribe, share, comment. But don't forget, without sacrifice, there could be no victory.